Afif Kaja saying, can anything be done to counter the rapid increase in censorship of comments and videos by YouTube and other social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok?
By who? Anything be done by who? By us? No, we're powerless. We have to just accept it. But I don't know. But it depends on by who you're talking about. Because like honestly, like we could just cry. We can just cry about it. That's all we can do. But I don't know. Like Ali, what do you think?
I have a sort of an intermediate to long-term solution for this kind of thing. And it's the same thing when we talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, how these committees are everywhere, and like, how do we counter all this woke stuff and the irrational woke? And I was like, get on the committees. If you're a brown person, if you're like a person of color who does not like all this woke stuff, and you find that it's condescending to people of color, which it absolutely is, get on the committees and speak out, because there are going to be a whole bunch of white people on the committees, and they can't ignore what you say as a person of color. Same thing here. Apply for jobs, find jobs at Facebook, find jobs at Twitter, find jobs at TikTok.
Who's gonna change their career path because it
not change the career, but people who are already in that. There's a lot of people listening to.
Here's the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
They have these YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. They have correctly evaluated that coming off as left-leaning might have some social cost to them, but not that much. Being center or coming off as center, right-leaning, or apathetic could have the consequences to their bottom line is more than if they do a little bit overdo it on left-leaning, right? Like there is really not that much of a power of like censorship or anything against them. There is no social cost. And they, so if you do overdo it a little bit on acting here's the thing, the consequences of letting comments that might come off as hateful, even if they're not, if they remove those, the cost, the penalty they have to pay for that is not that much to these companies, right? But at the other hand, if these companies are marked and labeled as, I don't know, homophobic or allowing transphobia or allowing anti-Semitic comments or anything like that, that label on them could really hurt them. So they might as well just overkill rather than underdo it.
Sure.
So they're gonna go with that. I mean,
no, they are gonna go with it.
They're not idiots. These people have access to a lot of data, and they make these decisions based on what is best for them. So how are you going to change that?
This is why I said it's an intermediate to long-term strategy. I'm not saying that everybody change their career paths and go get a job at Facebook. I'm saying if you're one of the people who has a problem with this stuff, right, and you are in this field and you're working in that field, then to try to change the system from the inside and get there, or if you have contacts who are there,
change it from the inside. If even if you're from the inside, if you pressure them, their analysis is going to be the same. They're going to be like, screw you, that's your opinion. We know what's better for us strategically. This makes us
I think that's a little too cynical. I don't think that it works that way.
It's not cynical. It's like I'm actually like not. I'm treating these companies as sane. I'm saying that they're not evil. They're just being strategic, right?
But so strategic.
It's the opposite of cynical, because I'm not suggesting like these are companies that are just there to censor you, and like, no, they don't give a crap. They're for-profit companies and they want to survive, and that's what they're designed to do. What do you expect from them?
I work, my day job is with like a tech company, right? And I have a different role there. But I'm telling you, like, part of the strategic thing also has to do with how much risk they can take, because they don't want to just go with what's popular. Wait, hold on. No, I'm talking about they positively will take risks if they're given a good rationale for it, because a lot of times the risk is where innovation comes from. So a lot of them want to stand apart from everybody else. So they will do other things. Like, for example, was it Trader Joe's who decided they're like, no, we're not going to change the names of these things because, this is how we are. So there are companies that are taking calculated risks because they know that there's a market for that too. It's just not as vocal on Twitter.
Well, you said the market for that. Okay.
There is a market for centrists.
You made my point. Even if they take these risks, it's based on the marketability of those positions. Right. At the end of the day, like, what people want I think it doesn't make sense for people to think like for-profit organizations are going to take stances based on moral worth, or like take a position. Like, okay, if they did that, they wouldn't even be where they are right now. Okay,
No,
they wouldn't be giant corporations if they were making decisions based on like, oh, we're going to make the stand even though this is not going to be good for us. They would have gone bankrupt many years ago before they have gotten this big. Like, it, even if they're taking a risk, it's because they think there's a market for it. Well,
yeah,
so it's based on profit.
they will assume they may not have any data saying that there's a market, but they will take risks, thinking that there might be.
Take a
Like
risk,
they do, because
calculate, there's a difference between taking random risk and calculated risk. Good companies obviously take risk. That's the whole point of starting a company.
that's
Okay?
innovation. That's where innovation comes from.
Yeah, but it's a calculated risk. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
we need to.
Anyway, we both made our point. We're not going to go.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.